My name is Rich, and this is Chefs of the Future, where we talk about our favorite things in the world, food, hospitality related news. Once again, my name is Rich, and if you click play, you are part of the nation, and I welcome you. And we have a full house today. We're here, and we have a hot topic discussion. We're joined by Jada. What again? What's good?
What's good, you guys?
And a returning guest from season 1 who was here a couple times, but first time in person, Josh. What's good, brother?
Hey, man. I'm so glad to be back. How's it going?
Look, man. So now we're here discussing a hot topic. But before we get into that, since it's your first time being here officially, I want to start off with you and just get a feel for you, Josh, the listeners, because they wanted you to come back. So talk to the COF Nation, like who you are, what you do, where you work at.
Well, I'm a chef over at the dock on Wallenpaugh Pack, in little town Hawley, PA, and been cooking for a little over 8 years now, and I'm loving it. You know.
I was saying, like, you really gotta be passionate to willingly put yourself in that situation day in and day out, you know, cooking 1,000 meals some days, you know, for
oh yeah,
like, and working like 14, 15 hours. So you have to be a little insane, a little crazy to willingly walk in that door every day.
Oh yeah, we're all crazy.
So Jada, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here. Finally get to meet the famous Mr. Josh over here. I've heard a lot about you first season, and you know it's an honor. I'm definitely glad to be in your presence at this moment. You know, I'm glad that there's other people out there who have their insights on what's going on and who pay attention. So I do appreciate it.
Thank you. It's great to meet you as well.
Yes. Rich, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. I'm glad I'm able to, like, you know, bring people together, and we have a platform to discuss things that I feel passionate about.
Yes.
So today we are talking about Bonnie Jacobson. Now, this is a woman, just to catch people up, that was let go from their job because she showed reluctance to take the vaccine. Now, it wasn't to say, hey, I'm not going to take it at all. It was to say, let's hold off until more tests are being conducted on pregnant women, because I'm taking the huge life decision choice to start a family. Mm-hmm. And there hasn't been much tests, if any, done on pregnant women. So the reason why we have to stress the details in this story is because we're approaching it from a personal, specific standpoint. Mm-hmm. You know, this happened to Bonnie Jacobson. And these are the details in which her case exists around. Mm-hmm. You know, so we could approach it from there, and then we could approach it from industry in its entirety. So, Josh, I want to get your general reaction to this first. You hear this story, do you agree with it? Do you feel like it was the right course of action, or you feel like they're overstepping, or what's your general thoughts on this?
All right, so it goes a little bit of both ways. After doing some research about it, I definitely feel like it was wrong to be so harsh about it. They shouldn't have just fired her right away. They should have given her time to shore. And in the same aspect, the industry is just trying to, you know, keep their customers safe, keep their employees safe. It was definitely her choice to not get that vaccine. My wife and I, we're also trying to get pregnant as well. So it's definitely something I'm passionate about. I'm not ready to take this vaccine because, you know, I definitely want more testing done as well. but then it's also, the employer's choice to then say, okay, well, maybe, take a leave and come back to it after the vaccine has been tested. And then, I still don't think they should have fired her right there on the spot.
But can I just chime in real quick, Josh? My whole thing is, now, again, they said at the beginning that they were okay with her not taking it. So I'm not understanding why should she have to take a leave of absence if you already agreed upon the fact that you already agreed upon her not taking it in the beginning in the first place? So why should she have to take a leave of absence if they already agreed upon that? If that was an agreement they're made within that company with themselves because of the law?
Yeah, everything is so new with COVID. I think that the employers were just they were taking the safer course of action there.
Okay.
Being as though, let's say, for whatever reason, she did get COVID, and then they knew about it. They wanted to keep their customers safe, and what happens if one of the customers found out that they were allowed to work having COVID, and then they would have probably gotten sued for not taking the correct course of action.
Right.
I think it's in the employer standpoint, it's kind of like they're really trying to be safe about it because they have no idea what's going to happen if that situation were to arise.
You're right. Definitely right. You're definitely right about that. But again, it just feels really weird that, like you said, they would fire her right on the spot. And then they do it via email instead of allowing her to come in and sit down and have this discussion with HR. Like, look, this is the steps that we have to take. This is what we have to do, pertaining what's going on now. But you fire me through an email? Like, I feel like that was just really a low blow. Like, she had no other option.
It definitely was. Yeah, it definitely was. I definitely think, they did not go about it the right way at all.
At all.
So, I view it like this. So, let's take Red Hook, the company that she was fired from, right? They're clearly more on the conservative end. They had no problem hiring her during the pandemic. So they was already making a decision to take it lighter than some other companies. Now, when they make the decision to say, we're going to let her go, in my opinion anyway, it was more of a publicity stunt to say, hey, we're a conservative company that's going to try to appeal more liberal by taking a more clear, decisive stance on vaccinations and when it comes to our associates. So we're going to mandate it across the board for everyone who works for us to take the vaccine. Now, as a private company, they're in their rights completely. Mm-hmm. Where I have problem with it is the fact that, again, so back what Jada was saying, you had that social contract, that social agreement to say, look, I'm going to work for you, but I have apprehension taking the vaccine. You understand that. Mm-hmm. You agree, and we proceed on. Then fast forward, I get an email that I'm being let go, and the reason is stated that it's because of my apprehension for the vaccine. Taking into effect none of my personal reasons, being, I'm trying to start a family and I want to see the results for the thing. That's why I feel like it would have been a little tone deaf for just Josh and I to have this conversation. Because again, Jada, as a woman and as a mother, you could really connect
exactly
with the situation with more passion.
Yes.
Where we're blurring the lines because you start getting into social enforcement to a place where you're now hindering people's life.
Yeah, exactly.
You control. you're controlling people's decisions,
Mm-hmm.
you know, on a broader scale, you know, then you're going to be saying, I have to pay my rent by the 4th, you know, and you're going to, it's like, like you're on a slippery slope when you start to involve things like that.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Again, like you said, being a mother, you know, but again, it's also from now, what if the tables were turned? And again, like Josh said, he's trying to have a family. And they tell him he has to take the vaccination. And he decides to wait because he doesn't know what's going on. Will the same thing happen to him? Because he's a man? Or is it because they just feel it just something that has to be done at a standpoint? I just feel like that was just, you know, I don't feel like that's fair.
That's about it for sure. Is whether it was just because she was a woman or not.
You know, that's interesting. I didn't really think about the fact that how that situation would have played out differently if she was a man. You think they would have been more lenient and more open to the fact of having him wait if she was a man?
I think so. I definitely feel like that would definitely play a part.
So the question is for y'all, the listeners, the watchers, do you feel like Bonnie Jacobson would have had more leniency as a man opposed to being a female showing apprehension for the COVID vaccine? Comment below, let us know. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, comment, and head on over to anchor.fm/Chefs of the Future. Catch up on season 1 and join the conversation, record your voice, and let us know your thoughts on that. But while I got y'all two here, I do want to touch and get your opinions on this one thing real quick. So, the delivery apps for the restaurant industry. Right? Now, some people view this as the saving grace. That this is the answer when it comes to getting the restaurant industry, the dining industry out of its slump. Now, I could see at first glance why that would be an interesting concept, and it seems like, yeah, this is the way forward. But doing a little bit deeper of a dive and actually being behind the line, you know, you start to see that that's not the case, that it's not the way forward. For a couple reasons. The main reason is that it's just not feasible for the restaurants that are on the platform that isn't a Subway's, that isn't a McDonald's, you know, because they're facing that brand recognition and that algorithm that puts restaurants in your top 10 suggested. They go towards brands that are large. You know, they go towards the Arby's and the Sonics. They're not going to find that mom and pop shop or that Doc restaurant in Lake Willapalpack. You know, they get lost in the mix. Another reason, when you actually got it in your restaurant, the system can't take the workload. You know, at my spot, we do over 1,000 covers a day. The system can't take the Grubhub system can't take the demand. You know, and at places like Lake Willapalpack, at the dock, they do what, maybe 20 takeout orders, and the system still has difficulty keeping up with the 20 takeout orders.
Oh, yeah.
So in what reality is the delivery apps, you know, a feasible future? You know, Josh, I want to get your take on this first.
All right. So my general manager and I were just talking about this last night. We're a small town in Pennsylvania, and we don't have any Uber, any Grubhub, any Uber Eats. We don't have any of that around here. But he was just talking to me, and if we were able to, sorry, my dogs. If we were able to get someone to deliver for just our area, they would easily be able to make a great amount of money within the 5 months of the summer, from May till like September. You know what I'm saying? That's 4 months. You know, just because we're not a big area like Philadelphia, like Scranton, you know, there's not a lot of the chain restaurants around. You know, there's maybe like 3 restaurants by me, and they're still about 15, 20 minutes away.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's not really like, we always hear it in bars and stuff like that. People requesting Ubers. People saying, "Hey, is there someone I can call to take me home, to grab me food?" You know, so we would be able to make so much money just hire someone for the summer. You know, get them a beater car, get them back and forth A to B. They would make bank. Like he was throwing numbers out like $25,000 easily. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. If we had hired, if let's say we had like maybe 3 or 4 drivers on the payroll at that point, you know, then we'd to reach out to even more people.
That is definitely true.
So Jada, you hear this? I know you frequent the delivery apps. You know, it's just more convenient. Instead of braving the outside elements, you just press a button and you get the food delivered to your door.
Yeah,
so what's your take on it?
I like the delivery apps. I'm not going to deny that, but I feel more accurate with going into a restaurant. Again, like you said, these little shops out here that are being built up and starting to come out are being ignored, are being sidetracked because of the fact that there are so many other franchises out here. I really don't like delivery apps too much because, again, your food comes cold. You don't know what's in it. Half the time you eat your food. Like, you know, you never know what's going to be in your food. So, again, you're taking a risk of doing that as well. But I prefer to go into a restaurant. This pandemic has really made a turn for everyone in the way they live their life now. And, again, if I was living in the area Josh was living in, I would definitely be the first person with the bike and a bag. Like, look, let's go. We're going into, like, you know, we're going to get out of here at these restaurants. You just never know. You know, a lot of people are suffering, and it's just not fair. It's definitely not fair to us.
And you know what's... Sorry. You know what's great about being a small, like, mom and pop establishment is, like, they have more passion about it. You can definitely, like,
taste the love
to those drivers that listen, like, we have a reputation here.
You
know, don't be going eating the food, you know, make sure that shit gets there on time. Sorry about that. And McDonald's, they get paid either way, you know, so they don't really have that option. But you know, for an establishment like ours, like, we are really, you know, we really care about our reviews and stuff like that. And, you know, we want all the customers to see that, you know, we're really trying to step it up and stuff like that.
So, you know, it's interesting. So you bring up a concept of essentially finding a way to circumvent the delivery app. You know, to say, yeah, we want the delivery aspect. And we understand after 2020, there's a different paradigm in which people eat. So the delivery is only going to get more stronger. But so to have that presence is crucial, and to have that service is important. But the baggage that comes with the Uber Eats or with the DoorDash, you know, whether it be the uncertainty of your product getting there the way you want it to, or the server, you know, eating the food. These are serious issues that falls on the part of the DoorDash company to make sure these things doesn't happen. And that's why they have, like, you know, like, they staple the bags now. They have, like, tamper-proof stickers to say, look, you know, it left the way, it got to you the way it left the kitchen. So there's ways. Now, the real crippling effect is the fees. You know, where's the profit margin for the restaurants and for the eating establishments when you're paying for the labor to make the food, you're paying for the product for it to get in the kitchen, then now you're paying the app fee. You know, where is the profitability for the restaurant to actually sustain? So a lot of spots, they're out there in the delivery apps for one of two reasons. One, to keep their brand out there, to keep their recognition prevalent. And two, to just service the community.
You're right.
That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that's what a lot of restaurants are in right now. And then you get it's a minority group, I'll give it that, but still a group worth mentioning, the restaurants that just simply can't make the transition into delivery only. Whether it be because of a kitchen setup standpoint, a cuisine menu standpoint, or a staffing standpoint. Maybe their staff simply can't make the transition.
That's true.
You can't ask a 4-star Michelin restaurant to go to takeout only. Well, hey, look, I have a $400 prefix. I make the majority of my money on my dessert menu and my wine menu. You can't tell a restaurant like that to switch out and start making burgers or fries. They simply just don't have the infrastructure. Not that they don't want to. They just don't have deep fryers. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? It doesn't exist. They can't physically do it in some spots.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just not as cut and dry and copy and paste as some people may think. And this is why we're here, really, to break the illusion of the misconceptions of the food industry. A lot of people eat every single day. Everyone eats.
Yes.
But it's becoming an increased disconnect of the actual in and outs of the food industry and the restaurant industry, And Josh, you could attest to that. Some people just don't know, how demanding it is on an individual.
Especially now that it's COVID and a lot more people are ordering to goes. Like we talked about this season 1 too. We were doing, sometimes $10,000 a day in just to goes. Like that was it. Now, Rich, you're gonna find this out if you come back this summer. The laundry room that we used to do our laundry in across the street. They're turning that into the takeout area.
Wow!
Like they're gonna where they're putting kitchen equipment in there right now. They're gonna have all the to-go food come out of that building.
Wow!
Supposedly.
Wow.
So they're gonna have like a separate staff or
a separate staff. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm worried about it, but
that
takes
the delivery is only going to get stronger.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the proof. And you have leadership in place now that understand that's making the future forecasting to say, look, we understand that we're entering new realm and we have to make radical choices accordingly. And that's why I took heat for saying this before, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna double down on it. I wasn't for no one ever losing their job, but I am for clear-cut, decisive decision making.
Okay.
If you're gonna see results, you have to make decisive decisions. Don't half-step it. Don't half-ass it. Mm-hmm. You make a clear decision to enforce this, enforce it. Don't make Bonnie Jacobson a lightning in the bottle situation. Terminate everyone who don't take the vaccine.
They have to, yeah.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Moving forward.
Yes. This
is what we demand of you. But I'm done ranting today. Thanks everyone for joining the conversation. Yes. This was awesome, more than what I could expect it.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I definitely loved it. Yes. You got to do this again. I definitely got to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
For sure.
I will definitely be back.
Oh, you're more than welcome. And look, you've over the years become a great friend of mine. You know, we've worked in the kitchen for years. You know, we went through it. We've been through war.
Oh yeah,
like we're war bound, bro. Like you know this. Like
yes.
So look, the comment is for y'all now. You know, how do you feel? What's your relationship with delivery apps? Comment below. Let us know. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, comment, hit that notification button.
yes.
Share this and join the conversation. Please. The more voices, the better. You know, your image could be right here in the bottom corner.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Join the conversation. And make sure you hit up that Cash App support. You know, $ Chefs of the Future. Shout out to everyone who's been supporting us on that end. Yes. Look, this is only possible because y'all come in and y'all support this. But Josh, once again, thank you, bro.
Yes.
Jada,
thank you for having me. Josh, it was great to meet you. I hope